everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GCSE science teacher. In today's video, we're starting a brand new topic here on my channel called homeostasis, and this is part of the paper 2 content for GCSE Biology. So if you do enjoy the video, give it a big thumbs up, please do share it with someone else, and also feel free to subscribe. It'll be great to have you as part of our community, and thank you so much if you've recently subscribed. It's lovely to have you here. I am a real life science teacher and I do teach all 3 sciences to GCSE students, and I'm sharing my joy and enthusiasm for science on YouTube to help other students who I may not teach in real life, but I do want them to get a better grade too, because science is one of those subjects that really changes lives for the better. So if you are interested in joining this community and you haven't yet clicked subscribe, do feel free to, and let's get started. So metabolism, let's talk about this one first. This is a definition of metabolism you need to know for the exam. So it's the sum of all reactions in the cell or body. And some of those reactions are anabolic or even catabolic. And remember that anabolic reactions are building up substances from smaller molecules, whereas catabolic is the reverse of that. Some reactions in the body include digestion. We know about protein synthesis that happens in the ribosomes. We also know about waste products that are produced through different reactions. We also know about the case of urea, which is produced as a result of filtering the blood. That is a waste product that's released, and the kidneys help with that function. We also know about lipid synthesis and helping with the digestive process, which I've mentioned as well, but also respiration, a really fundamental process that happens in all living cells and tissues, not just in the human body, but in other organisms as well, including plants. And this is to break down glucose to release energy. And if you'd like to learn more about respiration, I did a video on it recently, so I'll link it for you in the cards. But metabolism is an essential part of living structures, and it's just the sum of all different reactions that are going on inside a cell or inside a body of an organism. So all of these different reactions are going on inside the body, but how does our body actually know the different conditions that are needed and how to maintain those optimal conditions? Remember, optimal just means the best condition for a certain reaction to happen. So our internal core body temperature should be around 37 degrees Celsius. But how does our body stay at that optimal temperature, even if the temperature outside is really hot or really cold, or even if there's some change in the external environment where we could be under threat, and therefore our body needs to accommodate that situation and make sure that we stay able to create those different products that we need from those different reactions? How does it do all of this without us even consciously thinking about it? Well, it goes back to this idea of homeostasis. Homeostasis is a mechanism our body uses to keep a constant internal environment, regardless of anything else that's going on externally in the environment itself. Those different changes in the environment are what we call a stimulus or stimuli if there's multiple changes. And it essentially coordinates the body through 2 different systems. We have the endocrine system and the nervous system. So the endocrine system essentially is a group of different cells, tissues, and organs that work together to trigger some sort of response. So it will use a chemical called a hormone to essentially trigger a response from different parts of the body. So a hormone is a chemical messenger. It's released by glands, and there's lots of different types of glands, and we'll talk about those today in a moment's time. But once they are released, they travel in the blood, and this causes a slower response because the blood actually takes those hormones through to other parts of the body to trigger a response. We also have another system, which is a much quicker, faster system called the nervous system. And essentially, it does the same thing. Its job is to coordinate a response. So it detects a stimulus outside the body or even sometimes within the body, maybe external to the cell itself, but it will actually cause a sequence of events to cause a response to occur so that the body can fight or flight or some sort of response that is going to help us in a quick needed manner. So let's say, for example, there's a threat outside, we see a lion and we need to run. Our nervous system will coordinate a response by either fighting it or flying away or running away from that danger. And that's why the nervous system is much quicker than the endocrine system. The endocrine system's evolved to be a bit slower because actually it coordinates things like puberty, which take a long time, as opposed to an immediate dangerous threat. The other thing as well, the reason the nervous system is much quicker is because instead of using hormones that travel in the blood like the endocrine system does, the nervous system actually uses neurons that pass on electrical signals through the synapse. And there's a picture of the synapse there. You can see that there's different chemicals that are released, or neurotransmitters that are released through diffusion. We will do a whole video on the synapse as well. If you would like that, please do give it a thumbs up or comment down below. So the endocrine system in a bit more detail then. This is a kind of overview of the key ideas you need to know about the endocrine system. You could get asked to label the human body as to where the different glands are, and also identify the master gland. You could also be asked to suggest the hormones that are produced from those glands and where they are going to, or what different hormones will act on different parts of the body. What are those target tissues? There's quite a few things they could ask you in the exam. So let's run through them in this slide. So the pituitary gland is what we class as the master gland. And this is because it's found in the brain. There are other glands in the brain, like the pineal gland, for example. You don't need to know at GCSE a huge amount, but I will leave some information about it in the description box if you'd like some further additional reading. But the pituitary gland is essentially called the master gland because the hormones it produces actually go on to act on other glands to then release further hormones. So, for example, we have LH, which is standing for luteinizing hormone, and we have FSH, which stands for follicle stimulating hormone. These are two hormones that are really pivotal in the female reproductive system. Essentially, FSH will help the egg mature so that it's ready to be released, and LH will allow the egg cell to be released from the ovary, so ovulation. ADH, this is a hormone that's released from the pituitary gland and it acts on the adrenal gland, so the kidneys where the adrenal gland is located. ADH, by the way, just stands for antidiuretic hormone, and it helps with the control of urine and water regulation in the body to keep us hydrated. We will do a whole video about the kidneys and ADH's role. This is for higher tier students or triple science students. Again, if you would like this soon, let me know. I'm more than happy to do a video on that, but it is one of those topics where you do need a bit more time to go over it. Similarly is the thyroid gland. So thyroxine is a hormone that's released from the thyroid gland. It's actually located in the throat. Again, this is a higher tier topic where you'll need to know a bit more about thyroxine and its role, but essentially it's actually to do with metabolism. So people who have a thyroid gland issue, maybe they have some sort of metabolic issue, it's often linked to the levels of thyroxine that are released. Pancreas, this is actually a really important organ that's located in the abdomen because it will help with blood glucose regulation. If there are issues with the pancreas, it can actually lead to diseases such as diabetes, type 1 and type 2. We will cover this in a video shortly because, again, this is something that all students, whether science or foundation, everyone needs to know about this, except for the hormone glucagon. This is for higher tier students only. But insulin, again, you do need to know that this is a hormone produced by the pancreas, and we'll talk about this in a future video. Adrenal gland, like I said, this is found in the kidneys, so again in the abdomen, but slightly lower down at the back of the body, and it produces the hormone adrenaline. Adrenaline, really important hormone because it's produced in a high quantity, especially if we are in a heightened stress state. Adrenaline has real action on the heart. It can help the heart beat faster. It can also cause breath rate to increase. The ovaries and testes, I've put both of those on there, depending on the sex of the person. So ovaries are found in females. This will produce the estrogen and progesterone hormones, again, helping with the female reproductive system, very prevalent in the menstrual cycle as well. The testes are found in males. This will produce testosterone, again, helps with male fertility and just male reproduction as well. And I thought this diagram would be quite helpful because it kind of highlights what I was trying to say. We have the glands, all of those in black. So the pituitary gland, the thyroid gland, the pancreas, adrenal gland, ovaries and testes. All of these will essentially release a hormone directly into the bloodstream, and this will travel to a target tissue. That target tissue could be the heart, it could be the muscle, it could be the liver. For example, the pancreas produces insulin, which acts on the liver. Or it could act on another gland. So in the case of the pituitary gland, the master gland, it will release FSH, for example. This will travel to the ovaries, and a kind of a feedback loop will occur where other hormones are released, etc. Like I say, this particular situation with hormones, for example, the ovaries in the menstrual cycle, the pancreas, those are kind of topics that we'll cover in another video, as there is quite a few steps that you need to know. And that's pretty much it as a bit of an overview for you. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. The next video in this topic will be to do with glucoregulation, so I hope you're ready for that. And if you have any questions about it, please do leave them in the comments section below. I've been the GCSE science teacher, and you have been curious. Thank you so much for your time today. If you would like to see other videos on this channel for biology, chemistry, or physics, feel free to click on the playlist or the videos on the side there, or you can find more revision content from me on my Instagram and TikTok. Everything is always at the GCSE Science Teacher, so feel free to check out those other platforms as well. And thank you so much if you have subscribed. It will be amazing to reach 100. I cannot believe we're over the 50 mark. It's crazy how quickly this channel is growing and how wonderful all of you are and supportive you are. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one.